Well, we were told it was going to be a long night waiting for results to come in from yesterday's Michigan primary, and it sure was.
In fact, still a lot of results still coming in. We do have several of the major races that have now been made official. In the hotly contested Democratic primary for Oakland County Executive, the incumbent Dave Coulter got the win over Andy Meisner.
And in Macomb County, Lisa McClain beat out Shane Hernandez on the GOP side of the race for the seat being vacated by Representative Paul Mitchell.
Democratic primary for the 13th district, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib beat back a challenge from Detroit City Council President Brenda Jones in that primary. Now, with almost all of the absentee ballots counted, we wanted to get a sense of how things went and what that means now for the bigger election, at least as far as turnout goes in the fall.
And for that, we turn to consumer investigator Hank Winchester for a bit of a report card on yesterday's election. Hank, how'd it go?
Yeah, Kimberly, Devin, you talked to the governor, you talked to the Secretary of State. They both say they're very pleased with how things played out yesterday. The number of absentee voters in the state, that was record-breaking. The concern now, moving to November, and if something doesn't change, the Secretary says, well, there could be a big problem. The number of absentee voters in Michigan during the primary, record-breaking, more than 2 million altogether. Some first-time absentee voters a bit nervous voting this way, but with COVID-19 concerns raging, this seemed like a safer, easier option.
It's a little bit scary.
In Michigan right now, clerks are not allowed to start opening those absentee ballots until Election Day, and pollster Richard Zuba says that could be a huge problem come November.
This becomes a real problem if we're sitting here counting absentees for days.
All those ballots having to be sorted, opened, and counted on Election Day could cause Michigan's results to be delayed once again in this upcoming presidential election.
Michigan is going to be pivotal in this race. And if we can't count our votes in a timely manner because, local clerks just aren't allowed to, then that really is going to raise a lot of questions.
The Secretary of State is pushing Lansing to act, make changes so clerks can count as they receive the ballots. So far, almost 20 other states allow this to happen, but not Michigan. Think back to 2016, Michigan numbers came in late, and the number of absentee voters at that time wasn't necessarily overwhelming. With more than 2 million voting absentee in August, expect that number to be huge in November.
I'm very hopeful that our legislators will support our clerks and our office who've been calling for simply more time to handle what could be 3 times as many ballots sent through the mail this November than ever before.
Yeah, the reality is you're looking at the possibility, people guessing, of up to 5 million people voting absentee for the general election in November. That is why the Secretary is pushing and saying clerks simply need more time if people want reliable and fast results. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank.
Yeah, okay, Hank, thanks. And with results still coming in, our team at clickondetroit.com is constantly updating them as the numbers change. You can find the link right in the top stories section of our homepage on clickondetroit.com.